Howdy, everybody!
I'm ready.
This is our Q&A series of videos. We've got 100 and some odd questions to get to, and we're answering every fucking one of them.
We're out of the studio now. We're out of our element. We're doing this on the fly, off the cuff.
Right. It's in my bedroom. Uncle Bill, after we get done, is going to lick my butt.
No, Uncle Bill's not.
No! I want you to put some of that cream cheese on my rectum and lick it off.
This is a bedroom where many nights of gay sex, I'm sure, have gone down with you and countless men in Prestonsburg.
I don't cheat on you, Uncle Bill. I'm not exclusive to you. No. So we're going to go ahead and get into the questions. We got a lot of them. Some of them we'll answer longer than others, probably. First one is IMX INT 2. No, I'll take it back. First one's Mike Munyon 1. Ooh. Munyon the Onion. How long have you guys been collecting horror? I would say, as far as like DVDs go, it would be the year 2000 when I got the DVD player. I didn't really collect a lot of VHS just because it was kind of difficult to find around here. It was all rental shops and wasn't a lot of ways to buy them. So I had a couple VHS, but not a lot. I would say the year 2000 when I really got hardcore into collecting horror.
Did it say just collecting horror?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that I really started collecting memorabilia around 2003. I would say that was probably when we started like autographs and posters came after that. Probably around 2004 when we went to the first horror find. Probably around that time.
And we went insane ever since.
We're fucking nuts. Okay. Douglas XBM writes in. This is a question for you. He says, does CK take requests for Creepy's crappy movie reviews?
No.
That's easy enough.
I don't want to start taking requests because I think our buddy Rambo Raff did that, and he ended up wasting a lot of his time watching shit he wasn't interested in.
He got like 100 requests, and I don't even think he got through like 5 of them before he quit.
Yeah, so no requests. Now this one is IMX INT 2. What's the most favorite movie you both like equally? That's what he said, not me.
Favorite. Well, there's a lot of movies that we like immensely. Like Phantasm's one of them.
Phantasm's definitely. Dawn of the Dead.
Halloween, I think we both agree on Halloween.
Let's see. Carpenter's The Thing. We both like that quite a bit.
I'd say about 80% of the stuff we actually...
What's the ultimate movie, though, that we both love? There's got to be one that we just both mark the fuck out for.
Friday 13th Part 5.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Yeah.
So there's that one.
Troll 2. I think we can both agree on that.
Throw this empty sack of sandwiches. You better come out before we kill you violently.
Alright, let's see. Ryan, 1988, says top 5 favorite horror movies. We'll go ahead and just do that one right now. I'm taking enough time for that.
Okay, we already named a couple of them. I'd say Dawn of the Dead, Phantasm, Halloween, and no sort of order, you know. What else?
The Thing. I'll put that on my top 5.
Yeah. Hills Have Eyes. Hell, we got a bunch of shit in here we can reference. I would say that Fulci's Gates of Hell, The Beyond, you know, some of my favorites. I don't like doing a list of shit because where we do a radio show, people can go back and they'll hear answers 3 or 4 years ago and they could be different than what they are now.
Well, the list is constantly changing too.
Yeah.
There's weeks where I can probably say, you know, certain films, and then other weeks I'd say others. So, favorite slasher movie and why?
Favorite slasher movie's got to be Friday the 13th Part 5 for me, just because Danny Steinman, you know, he is the exact opposite of the definition of pretentious. That guy knows what the fans want. He delivers what the fans want. And he delivered it in Friday the 13th Part 5 from the beginning. You're talking about boobs. You're talking about creative death scenes. You know, some awesome one-liners. That's the stuff that slashers should contain, primarily, in my opinion.
Yeah, Friday 5 is a good bet. I'm also I mean, there's so
Well,
many.
I got the T-shirt on right here.
Yeah, there's.
I don't know if it'd be the top, but
There's so many slasher films though that I really, really like. I actually really, really like Hell Night with Linda Blair in it. I think that's an excellent slasher film.
Madman's another one that we always talk about.
Good lord, there's like a billion of them. You can't really pick one of them.
There's so many slasher movies. I mean, a lot of people consider, Halloween.
I was going to say Halloween 2 would probably be real high up on my list. I don't really consider the original Halloween to be a slasher movie because there is some slashing, but it's more than just a slasher movie.
Yep.
So he's got one more.
You got about a 10-parter.
He's got 3 parts. Yeah. What do you guys think of 3D in today's horror films? Because every film, for the most part, is going to be made in 3D now.
For us, it sucks because there's no 3D theaters anywhere near here.
Doesn't mean anything to us because we're never going to see a film in 3D.
Like I was talking to my dad, who was in Columbus, Ohio, this past weekend, and saw A Christmas Carol on IMAX in 3D. And I'm not big into the CG movies or anything like that, but I just love to go to one of those damn things to see what they're like. We don't have anything. We don't even have an IMAX. Like, I think there's one in Louisville, and that's it. Yeah. That's the only one in the whole state.
I think that you even got to admit, though, that the way they change movies to accommodate 3D is kind of annoying if you're not watching them in 3D.
Well, I mean, after they're out of the theaters, you're kind of fucked. Because, you see the 2D versions of these movies, and you get where the gags would work. You could see that, but the 3D just doesn't. They use the red and blue, the same format that's been used for 30 or 40 years. Even longer than that, I think they were using it back in the 50s and shit, the red and blue stuff. So, all right, what else we got? DVD Fiend. What was the inspiration behind? He's got a 2-parter too.
Oh, good.
What was the inspiration behind doing DEADPIT as far as the radio show goes?
I don't know. How many times have we done this fucking story? It's like...
Basically, quick answers, boredom.
Yeah.
Will you guys ever make your own horror film? Probably not.
It was an idea, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
We just don't have the help besides me and him. I mean, there's a couple people around there. Goose does movies, stuff like that, and there's a couple of females that might help out with it. But as far as the overall group of people that would take to make a movie, you just don't have it.
Yeah, we really would have to. Here's the problem: we would have to fly in women to be in the movie because, for one thing, nobody around here is going to want to do that kind of film, even if it didn't require nudity, which it probably would. Yeah. So.
And in this one, like we were saying on the show, I mean, a lot of these women, if they were to get naked, that would, it would be the complete opposite of what we would want as far as effectiveness go. People would just fucking run. We don't want people to do that. We want women like, Heather Murphy and Tiffany Shepis and Elska McCain in our movies.
I'm telling you, you're going to leave one out, you're going to make somebody mad.
Kim Licious.
You got to talk about Kim Licious now.
Yeah, Kim Licious. We'd fly Kim Licious in for a horror movie, as long as she'd stay at my house.
And by fly her in, we mean that she would pay for the ticket.
Yeah. So yeah, that was DVD Fiend.
I thought there was more parts to it. Is that all?
That's 2 parts. We're doing them quickly. So
okay. Let's see. Jesse. Right, it says, how long have you guys known each other and how did you meet? There's 3 parts to this question. We met on a date. On Match Finder.
Odd thing, yeah. It was one of those deals where our parents knew each other for a long time and we really didn't become friends until high school, about sophomore year in high school. We started talking about wrestling with a bunch of other shit kickers. And,
they were real shit kickers, though.
And they were guys that thought wrestling was real, And we were talking about fucking Strike Force, Coco Beware, the Killer Bees, all those great. One thing though that Umaga passed on.
Yeah, right when we're getting ready to do this.
Yeah,
he had a heart attack probably caused by drugs.
Umaga lived the drugs too.
But yeah, that's how we met. Let's see. He goes on to say, is there anything how long have we known each other? Oh, Jesus. Well, sophomore, that'll be 16. We're, let's say almost 15 years.
Yeah, quite a while.
Okay.
A lot of years of licking my butt, Uncle Bill.
You might have something else licking your butt. Is there anything to do on a Friday night in Prestonsburg?
Go four-wheeling.
Yeah. Sit out in the parking lot in any of the illustrious abandoned food places around here.
Yeah.
Or, go four-wheeling.
Go to Reno's.
You can do drugs.
You can go to Reno's and drink.
Okay. You guys own guns and go hunting. Well, I do own a couple of guns.
I own some guns.
I haven't been hunting since I was about 15, though.
I've never gone hunting. That's just the funny thing about me and outdoors. Just we don't get along very well. I was actually in the Boy Scouts for about 2 weeks.
I bet that was awesome.
Shitting in the woods ain't much fun, folks. I gotta tell you. Especially if you accidentally like shit a little bit in your underwear while you're bending down. That's not. No.
I never heard that story.
It wasn't fun at all. And bunking with Luke Luster's older brother.
Buddy, what the hell's wrong with him? He almost looked like a mongoloid.
I don't know. Fall's rotten though. Wanted to know if either of us had Betamax players back in the day. You both start off with VHS. He says, I still own a good number of Betamax tapes to this day. Unfortunately, though, haven't had a working player in years.
I can remember Betamax. Like, I can remember my aunt having a Betamax, but I never had one. I always started, it was on VHS.
Yeah, the only thing I can remember about Betamax is, like, the first place I would actually rent videos was Mike's B&W, which was actually right beside of Hardee's at that time. And they had maybe 4 Betamax tapes to rent, and the rest of them were VHS. So it never really caught on in this area. Laserdisc never did either. Like, I didn't even know what the hell Laserdisc was until I was about 15 years old and saw a couple of them at Suncoast in Lexington.
Yeah. I thought they were like Platinum Records.
Yeah. But
that Striper or something.
Yeah, that was it from Falls Rotten, though.
Let's see. Oh, God. Tommy RBO writes in, and he says, if I travel from Norway to the U.S., can I visit you guys? Buddy, you keep your Ouija ass the hell away from us, I'll tell you that.
We don't want anybody visiting us.
And those Ouijas, buddy, you know how they are about ransacking houses.
Here's one from Fat Boys Are Better, baby. That's his name. Fat Boys Are Better.
Yeah, I like this. Disorderly what?
Are you ever going to get out of the hole you live in? Says, you don't even have a decent movie theater for crying out loud. So what do you think about the Twilight movies? Who wants to know what we think about that?
I don't think anything about them because I'm never going to see them.
You know what, though? Talking about the hole we live in, Prestonsburg, look. I'm the type of person that don't mind it that much because I don't like crowds. I don't like being around a ton of people, you know. And that's one thing about Prestonsburg, this area. There's not a whole lot of people around, is there? Well,
no, and there never will be because there'll probably be a lot fewer when the coal industry dries up here shortly.
The Twilight movies are sort of gay, I'll say that. And it wants to know what is the most movies you watched without a break.
Oh, gee, that's an easy one. The night that we had the Halloween Film Festival, I believe we watched 7 movies.
Yeah.
Back to back for well, if you think about it,
about 10 hours.
It had to be at least 10 hours.
Yeah.
10 to 15 hours of movies. I will never, ever do that again. That was a retarded idea.
I think that, every year for Halloween for a while we had a big Halloween horathon on Halloween night. And it was a big thing, especially before we started the radio show, because we didn't get together a lot to watch horror movies. We just didn't watch as many horror movies as we do now. So we would actually have raffles of shit that we'd actually watch. And I'm like, fuck it, man. The last couple of years we watched 6 movies. Let's make it 7 this time. Mm-hmm.
And I felt like Ozzy trying to watch a movie. I was nodding off.
It's fucking 4:30 in the morning.
Okay. Let's see. Melvin Scott Gregg. I always hate it when I read a review and hear the dreaded words, this is the worst movie ever, because it never is the worst movie ever. Obviously, the motherfucker who wrote the review has never seen Howling 7. Anyways, my question is, what do you guys think is actually the worst movie ever? Well, that you just how can you say that in the first part of the sentence? Because you know it's not going to be the worst movie ever. Because I've seen like at least a dozen movies that I consider equally fucking shitty.
Yeah. The worst movie ever, like, I don't know. I mean, that's tough. There's so many bad movies that we've reviewed. Like, we sort of have a quality control as far as the actual stuff that we review on the show now.
J-Reel?
Yeah. J-Reel and Actually are sent everything that are suspicious of being shitty. You know, except for Train. For some reason, we hung on to that.
Yeah. Well, you told me it was a remake of Terror Train. That's why I held on to it.
Well, it was supposed to be a remake of Terror Train. Now, as far as the stuff that we review on the show that I think was the worst, there's a movie called Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare.
Yeah, that one always comes to mind.
That was an artistic, like David Lynchy
Creepshow 3.
sack of shit. Yeah, Creepshow 3 was bad. Dorm of the Dead, which is a constant in joke anytime we see Tiffany Shepard.
That one was made for what looked like about $15.
Yeah.
So you really.
And Tiffany Shepard claimed that she only did it to get a pair of boots that she wanted or something. So
yeah.
That movie,
I don't know if
and what's so funny is
any pair of boots is worth
who also is in that. Jim O'Rear, our good buddy Jim O'Rear's in that, and he actually has, you know, his convention banner, which is top dollar because the guy loves doing conventions and acting like he's a star, you know, has the Dorm the Dead logo on her like that's some sort of big movie he was in or something. No,
that is really
Jim O'Rear.
Really bad. I put Unhinged in that list too. That movie sucks. Okay.
My turn.
Is it your turn? Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
Zombie Calum. 4 questions this time, Uncle Will. Let's go through
for this one.
Did you ever talk to Donald Pleasance? No. He died about 10 years before we started doing the show.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous horror icon you've met, in your opinion? That'd have to be Romero as far as the people that we've met.
John Landis.
Yeah, John Landis. Although I don't know if he's really a horror icon. I would consider him more, you know, he did a lot of comedies that I like a lot more than the horror movies that he's done.
Yeah.
I would say Gunnar Hansen would be one for sure, and Kane Hodder. I mean, all those guys are really cool. John Landis is one of those guys that he just has like a joke or something for everything. Like, it's amazing, you know.
Every situation.
So I would highly, if he's ever to show where any of you guys can make it out, I would highly recommend you checking.
Tony Moran, we met him.
Yeah, Tony Moran. First Michael Myers. Do you guys hate Jason Goes to Hell? Yeah. Do you think the unofficial Creepshow 3 was actually pretty funny and entertaining? Do you? Do you think it is?
Wait. He said the unofficial Creepshow 3. Is he talking about the Tales from the Dark Side movie, maybe?
I think he's talking about the one that's Creepshow 3 because it wasn't done by Romero or Stephen King.
Okay. Well, then if you're talking about the one that's called Creepshow 3, I don't find anything about that movie remotely entertaining.
Yeah, it's almost like somebody sticking pins in your dick hole, and they keep sticking them in there for 90 minutes straight.
Mm-hmm.
So that was from Zombie Calum.
Okay. Let's see. Serto's got 3 questions.
All right. Blu-ray. Hey, look
lock yourself in, bud.
I've got some Blu-rays too. You like the Blu-rays?
What is your favorite non-horror film and genre?
Favorite non-horror film? I'll probably have to say Stand By Me would be my favorite non-horror movie. Even though it is a Stephen King adaptation on a novel of The Body, which I've actually read, and is exactly like that's one that's exactly like the fucking movie. I don't know if you've read that. Stand By Me was definitely like, that was one as a kid. I watched that movie probably 30 or 40 times growing up, so that's always been a favorite of mine. I would probably say drama movies would be
drama.
Save the drama for your mama, children.
Oh, jeez. There's a couple that I can think of that are like huge favorites. Like Back to the Future, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Good Burger.
I knew we wouldn't get through this. That somebody mentioned Good Burger. But yeah, those are a couple. And then what was the other part of the question? The genre would probably be like action. Like anything with early Schwarzenegger stuff, Van Damme, even Steven Seagal to some degree, and Chuck Norris, all that stuff.
And Shokazugi.
He's back. You know it.
He's back in the Ninja Assassin movie with that transsexual producer.
That's actually supposed to be a really good movie.
We have to go see it.
Okay,
Shokazugi's in it, goddammit.
Other than watching tons of movies and doing a chat show, like that, what else do you do to keep yourselves entertained?
Well, I have an active relationship with my fleshlight. I try to.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. I keep that one lubed up and cleaned up real nice.
I like to put down a slip and slide in my house, put baby oil in it, and just slide through the house on the weekend.
Actually, though, like I like going to pawn shops and stuff like that, going to flea markets.
Because we are sincerely shit kickers.
Yeah, I mean, I just love, I've always liked that.
We play music. I mean, that is one thing that we do.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We don't do a whole lot. We're not that interesting. I like going out to eat.
I write haikus.
You like J-Dog? With the horror haikus about?
Here's what is your favorite dead horror icon? I.e. the actor has to be deceased.
Bub. Bub is the best.
Does he mean dead as in like Romero dead, or does he actually mean just somebody that's dead?
Oh.
I think he means like an actor that's dead.
Yeah, it has to be a horror icon. I'd say Vincent Price. I actually like, as far as the old, like I don't like a whole lot of old horror stuff, but you know, I mean, like the Roger Corman movies he did, and hell, I don't know. I mean, I always like his stuff. The Fly, the original Fly is good. Anything with Vincent Price in it's good.
I'm gonna say if it was a director, I'd pick Fulci. If it was an actor, I'm going to go, and this is pretty odd, but at least we actually really like had a relationship with this guy, and I'd say Lou Perryman, just because like how nice he was to us.
Yeah, Lou Perryman's a cool dude. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, Horror Maniacs 1, and this is difficult. I don't think I'll be able to answer this. What is your top 5 horror possessions?
We might have to stop the camera for this.
I know one I can mention is the original Halloween one sheet with the green ratings box. I stumbled across this one night on eBay. It's not in perfect condition. You know, it's the white border on it, a couple of nicks here and there. It's not mint. But for $40, and it was the original, like that's the thing about the green rating boxes that people don't know. When Halloween made its first run, a very limited run in 1978 in October, they had the green ratings boxes, Uncle Bill. And then when it became more of a wide release a year later, it was the regular one, which is still pretty valuable, you know, if you have the black rated R box. But that would have to be the number one. I'd say we should just say they're number one because I can't think of 5.
Number one thing. Well, I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm not going to go with a poster, even though I've got several that I think are pretty cool. And I'm going to say the Robert Kurtzman bust, which I didn't pay for. I actually won off a contest, so that makes it doubly awesome.
You won it from Uncle Creepy.
I did. I'm glad to win something off Uncle Creepy, because the man certainly got enough money.
Yeah, so that's it from Horror Maniacs. I can't name 5. I just can't think of that. Shit, that's too.
Okay.
That'd take up too much time.
This will be a simple one. Shootzaw writes in and says, why doesn't Uncle Bill grow a beard like CK? Well, here's the thing. If you've ever seen any old pictures, then you know that at one time I had the Amish roadkill beard. And I rocked that look for a couple of years and just decided that wasn't, that wasn't cut it.
But you were telling me, too, that you can't grow a full beard. Like it.
No,
some people can't, like, you can't grow the mustache.
Like right through here, it doesn't come in.
You'd have the Keanu Reeves look.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, you look like a vagrant if you do that, by the way. So I just decided best not to do that.
You notice that J-Dog from J-Dog's DVD Dungeons got the Amish beard look going now.
He does, yeah.